Hello, Crystal. How are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. Do you ever watch crime TV shows?
Hmm. Yeah.
Have you ever guessed the mystery ahead of time? You've already kind of known the answer before it's ended.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of cool how you can predict it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So today we're gonna be detectives. We're gonna look at a murder mystery, and we're gonna see what we can figure out. Okay?
Okay.
So, um, last night, Louis Meyer died at his home in Miami. Phil Fork, a police detective, was the first person to arrive at the scene. This is what he found. Okay. So, you see the picture? Do you know... I'm going to make it bigger. Do you know what this is?
Scale.
Good. Do you know what that is?
A puddle of water.
Yeah, and what's in it?
Soap.
Soap. Good. Do you see that?
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush. Perfect. What do you think this is?
Shower stall.
Yeah, good. That's what I thought too. And that?
Sink.
Sink. Good.
Medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
Mirror.
Mirror, both. There's two towels.
Yeah, hers is disheveled and his is neat and folded.
Huh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Is a body.
is exactly right. That is a body. Sorry. Okay. So sometimes you need to be able to describe when things happened, like what time they happened. And sometimes you want to say someone was in the middle of an activity, like they were doing something, and then they were interrupted, or they were surprised, or killed in this case. And today we're going to learn how to describe these actions with the simple past, which we've been working on, which is like I walked, I ate, I ran, and the past progressive, which is like I was running, I was eating. Okay, so let's look at some. So can you say a couple sentences about what you think happened in the picture? Just guesses. A sentence, random.
There was a guy brushing his teeth.
Yeah.
Someone ran out of the shower.
Yeah.
There's some footsteps there.
I do see the footsteps. You're definitely right. I agree. So with that sentence, let's look at that. He said he was
Brushing his teeth.
when someone ran out of the shower.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at the verbs. Brushing and ran. So which one of these things do you think happened first? Which one started first?
The teeth brushing. Or brushing.
Yeah, that's right. Did one action stop before the next one started?
No.
No, it didn't. He was still brushing, right? Okay, good. That's perfect. So the simple past is an action that started and then finished, just like ran.
Okay.
Or Phil Fork arrived at 10:30. Miss Meyer drank several cups of tea. It's one thing that happens and then it ends. The past progressive is an action that was in progress, that keeps going at a specific time. So some sentences have both kinds of words, just like the one we just made, right?
Right.
To show that one action started first and was still in progress when this one happened. And so he was brushing his teeth when someone ran out of the shower. And so ran is what interrupts brushing, just like Phil Fork was eating when he heard about the murder. So he's still eating when he hears it. He doesn't stop eating and then hear it, right?
Yeah.
Some sentences are both past progressive. So it would be, Miss Meyer was talking on the phone while her husband was taking a shower. So those are both activities that kept going. And so they would happen. Which one would happen first?
Talking on the phone.
So she was talking on the phone while her husband was taking a shower.
So both of them would be going on simultaneously.
Oh yeah, perfect. Wonderful. That's exactly what it is. They're both happening because we use the word while. And that kind of indicates that both things kept going at the same time. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth when he died. You can imagine that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to act out brushing your teeth when you die. Exactly. Okay. So does this make sense? While Mr. Meyer was dying, he brushed his teeth.
No.
Can you try and act it out?
No. Dying. No. Drop your toothbrush first.
That would be a struggle. Yes. Okay, so let's practice understanding when things happened in relation to the other things. Which one came first? So we're going to look at this worksheet I've given you. And the sentence is one thing. And A and B, one of them means the same thing as the sentence.
Okay.
And one of them means something different. So we want to try and figure out which one means the same thing. Okay. Yep. Okay, so let's look at number 1. While Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth, someone entered the room. Okay, so A is Mr. Meyer finished brushing his teeth before someone entered. And B is Mr. Meyer was alone when he started brushing his teeth.
B. Mr. Meyer was alone.
And why do you think that?
Because he was brushing his teeth already, and it continued when someone entered the room.
Perfect. That's wonderful. Okay, so let's look at another one. When he got Mrs. Meyer's call, Phil Fork left his office and drove to her house. So did Mrs. Meyer call before Phil Fork left his office? Or did Mrs. Meyer call after Phil Fork left his office?
A. She called before he left the office.
Because that's why he left.
Yeah,
right?
that's what triggered him leaving.
Awesome. One last one. So when he got into his car, he took out a cigarette and lit it. So was he A, smoking when he got into the car, or B, started smoking when he got into the car?
B, started smoking when he got into the car because he lit it in the car.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to do a charade. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Act something out for me, just like you did with the toothbrush and the dying. Okay, so you can be, let's be Mrs. Myers. Well, I'm Mr. Phil Fork for number 6, okay? So the question is, when Fork started to question Mrs. Meyer, she burst into tears, okay? Mrs. Meyer, I really need to know what happened to your husband. Could you tell me? Perfect. That was wonderful. Thank you. That was such a good way to show that you really understood when it should happen.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you know past progressive
Yeah.
versus simple past?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.